dad used to be a boxer, Jim Cluff, and he taught me every move.
Did you have to kiss me? Yeah.
I'm in Saxo!
Fighting Back was the most excruciating documentary that I've ever had to make. I can hardly bear to look at it. I hardly ever. I'll only look at it if there's a screening of the film somewhere. Because it's not like just a documentary to me. It's the story of 4 children with leukemia at what was then the London War Memorial Children's Hospital. And as we began to film, 3 of the children began to die.
The hospital tests confirmed the worst.
She said, "You have leukemia, and you're very, very sick." And she said, "We're going to give you medicines that will probably make you a lot sicker." She said, "Probably right now you don't feel awfully sick." And so anyway, Michael got very, very busy. He was moving anything in the room that could be moved, and I could tell he wanted to be alone to figure it out himself.
When his father, Jim Cluff, heard the news, he felt as if all his dreams for his son were shattered.
Work so hard as a family to raise, you know, understand what I mean? To get things going. You know, you want your children to have something, you know, other things that you didn't have in life, and you're thinking of, well, university and better things in life, and, you know, being on the ball and really doing their thing when they get, you know, something that you never really accomplished yourself. You know, you can see it in your son, and all of a sudden, bang. Somebody turns the light on you.
When our main little boy, the wonderful Michael Cluff, who didn't even look ill, he'd just been diagnosed, and his illness started to gallop, and we're there shooting. Well, I said, enough. I quit the project. And we all headed back to Toronto, and my best pal, John Martin, who later created the Much Music Network, said, no, you go back there, and you finish shooting that film, and you decide after. I said, how can I put this stuff on the air? You know, you finish shooting it, and you decide afterwards. You can't leave the thing at this point. So I listened to him, and I went back, and it was both the most excruciating, but yet elevating experience, I think, probably of my professional career, certainly up to that point.
What happens now to his plans and dreams, to all the things a 13-year-old yearns for? Is there time to become a hockey star, to make $1 million, to have a romance? Sometimes he confides in his boyfriends.
He says that he'd like to meet a girl that nobody else has met before, and that like he just met her someplace, and she really likes him and he really likes her, and she doesn't know that he has leukemia. That's what he wants. He wants just to be normal.
Météo pluriel, qu'est-ce que ça veut dire?
They were treated like lepers at their school. But when we went into the schools, when they came into the schools with a film camera, they were not lepers, they were TV stars. And the main boy, Michael Cluff, was a ham. And he, every morning we'd go over to his house, and he would be in the backyard, and he wouldn't even talk to us. He'd be huddled with his dog. And I'd say to his mother, Elaine, look, you know, if you want to tell us to go, you know, bug off, don't worry about it. Of course, not a problem. She said, let me go and talk to Michael. Let's see what Michael wants to do. She'd go and talk to Michael, and invariably, Michael would say, no, I want to film. And he'd pull himself together, and for 8 hours a day, when the camera was rolling, he'd go into school. He was no longer a pathetic leper of a child. He was a TV star. Ta-da!
And you, you're too tall.
Oh, sorry.
Let's go back to her.
What are you doing Saturday?
Okay, Brain.
Circle.
And then, of course, we'd leave at night, and the shadows would roll back in, and by the next morning, he'd be sunk in gloom again. And every day, this poignant process would happen over and over again.
Excuse me, please.
The headaches persist. The doctors want to stop treating him for cancer and take him off his chemotherapy. The family consents.
You got a sick child, and there's nothing you can do about it personally. You just gotta think a little bit about it. You gotta, like I stated before, I'm not a religious man, but just think if there's anybody up there, give us a little help. So.
Now he is taking massive doses of drugs to dull the pain. 100 milligrams of Demerol an hour, and a special mixture for cancer patients called the Brompton's cocktail, a potent mixture of morphine, codeine, and cocaine.
The film came out, and initially we were attacked, I remember, by the critic of the Toronto Star, wrote 2, maybe 3 columns in a row saying, oh, this is just voyeurism, and invited readers to, interestingly, who agreed with him to write the Star, and was very surprised when the Star ran almost a full page of letters saying, I didn't find this voyeuristic at all. The Globe also attacked us for the same reason. And the film went on not only to win an Emmy, but more importantly for me, it won the highest medical film awards in the world. It won at that time, the top medical film award in the world was the International Red Cross Festival of Health and Medical Films in Varna, Bulgaria. It was the professionals in health saying, you got it right, you got it right. So the families wrote in great indignation, some of them to the Star. Who could possibly imagine that bringing a camera into somebody's life at a time like that could actually help somebody? I don't blame the critics in that way. But in the end, it worked out fine. But for a while there, because I really wanted this film to be a testimonial to the incredible courage of this 13-year-old boy and the others who was facing a problem greater than anything that I, as an adult, had ever faced in my life. And doing it, you know, sticking his chin out and trying to be funny about it and fighting against this thing that was taking him over. I thought, I've got to honor Michael Cluff. It was a very personal film for me. So the criticism was personal at first. As I say, in the end, it all worked out pretty good.